Hey Mike, your content is such an inspiration. Thank you so much, Fabio. I follow your every step and try out some of your tricks. I'm able to do 4-bar muscle ups with straight leg kipping. That's great, man. When I try to do a strict muscle up, I almost always fail. Do you have any recommendation to get there? Thank you, and I wish you the best on your journey. Yeah, the boring answer here is keep on doing your resistance band muscle up with as little kip as you can. When you can do around 5 clean muscle ups with the red band for maybe 2 to 3 sets, you actually have kind of a clean bodyweight muscle up, 1 or 2 actually. Yeah, the boring answer is just keep on training your resistance band muscle ups and build that strength slowly, and over time you will get that strict muscle up. For most of us, the journey is longer than we think. So keep that in mind. Ask me any questions that might pop up in your muscle up journey and I will do my best to help you. Thank you so much for your question, Fabio. I recently lost my explosiveness. I focused too much on building strength for the front lever. Do you think that I can regain the explosiveness for the muscle up without losing the strength? Thank you so much for your question, and I totally understand what you mean. In my personal experience, it's harder for me to work on 2 strength exercises at the same time. I was also doing muscle ups and front lever work, but what I found is that I couldn't make good gains with both exercises at the same time. So what I did is that I chose to focus on the muscle up, and I do minimal front lever training just to maintain. So my recommendation would be to choose one strength exercise that you want to focus on and build up the strength until you're satisfied with that strength, and then put that strength exercise on a maintain mode and focus more on the other one. At least that is what worked best for me. Nowadays I'm just training one strength exercise, and that is the muscle up, and I do that twice per week, combining that with more bodybuilding type of training that's not so hard on the joints. I hope that helps. Hey Mike, great content as always. Thank you so much. I recently got my first straight leg bodyweight muscle up, keeping with straight legs. One thing that really helped me get my first bent leg muscle up as well as straight legs was to time the kip slightly after I started pulling, instead of doing both together. Yeah, thank you so much for that tip. I think that will help a lot of people. I'll just demonstrate that real quick. So his tip was that he's kipping later in the swing or later in the pull. So something like this. Instead of kipping and pulling at the same time. So thank you so much for that advice. Mike, I don't know how to throw the chest over the bar when I'm in the moment of transition. Mike, I don't know how to throw the chest over the bar when I'm in the moment of transition. I'm very slow. I do everything fast, only that part is my problem. I must to find a way of doing that part. Yeah, thank you so much for the question, and the boring answer is just to practice it. Practice it with a resistance band that makes the pull-up kind of easy for you. And when you have a resistance band that makes the pull easy for you, then it's easy to just practice the throwing the chest over the bar part. It also makes it easier if you're pulling a little bit later in the swing, like this. Another tip when doing that is you're throwing your chest over the bar, but you're also pulling the bar towards you. So either of those keys can help different people. I hope that helps. Hi Mike, great form on the dips by the way. Thank you Luca. I'm beginning to build towards my first muscle up, banded explosive pulls, but struggling with elbow pain. Been doing pull-ups with wider grip. Seems to help. Any tips? Thanks Luca. My only tip would be to try to train around it. That's what I do. And also find a physician that can help you with exercises to treat your elbow. Those are the 2 things that I would do myself, depending on the severity of the injury. So I strained my bicep/pec a few weeks ago. So what helped me was to train with a little bit narrower grip. When I had a more wide grip, I would feel the pain, but as I had a narrower grip, I didn't feel it at all. That's just an example of training around the pain, but if my pain would be more severe, I would go see a professional physician or someone to help you with that. So I hope that helps, Luca. Hello Mike, I started a EMOM workout with weighted pull-ups and weighted kipping muscle up. What is your advice for weighted muscle ups with kip? I should stop doing them or to continue like that with kipping? Well, it's hard for me to give an exact advice because I haven't seen your muscle up form, but the general advice that I give to myself is if I'm adding weight to my muscle ups and I have to kip to get over the bar. That almost equals doing a stricter form of bodyweight muscle up. So my recommendation would be to skip the weighted muscle ups and try to do the bodyweight muscle ups with cleaner form, because when you're kipping with your weighted muscle ups, it kind of loses its intention. My tip would be work on your more strict muscle up with bodyweight before you start adding weight to your muscle ups. And EMOM workouts for muscle ups can be great, but I would say that is more of a advanced workout, especially for muscle ups. But if you find that you make gains from that, you're getting stronger, keep doing it, man. Yeah, that would be my advice, and I hope it helps. And Devin's Calisthenics says, great video, Mike. Thanks, Devin. Finally got a red band again to fine-tune my muscle up. I was noticing I was kipping slightly even with the black band, however. Still got more strength to grow into, I suppose. The journey continues. Yeah, man, that's it. It's kind of a long journey, but if we enjoy the journey, it's all good, right? So yeah, so just keep on training and you'll get the strict bar muscle up in no time. Nice videos, thank you so much. A really good tip I got was to use elbow flexion when pulling, sort of like a reverse curl. It's a game changer. Just reached my PR last week, which was 25 pounds. That's really strong, man. But this week I failed twice, and last attempt was a chicken wing one, so all 3 failed attempts, then reduced the weight to 10 pounds for 3. How many rest days do you give yourself before the next session? I usually want to have at least 2 days between my muscle up workouts. Otherwise, I don't recover well. But our recovery rate is so individual. What I've seen by working with, clients in different ages, I would say that 2 muscle up workouts per week is enough for the most of us. But 25 pounds, man, that's really strong. And 10 pounds for 3 reps, also very strong. So probably you just need to recover a little bit more. I always write down my workouts, and most of the time that makes it obvious why I didn't have the strength that I wanted to have. Thank you so much for your question. I'm so happy because I got my new ankle weights today. So they are like 5 kilos and 5 kilos. And what's so great about it, it's 0.5 kilos each. So you can really track your progress and make good gains. And basically looks like this. So this is 0.5 kilos and you can easily load them or take away weights and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna try today. So as usual, I will start my workout with warming up with the purple band. And as usual, the first rep feels so stiff. So a few more reps with the purple band. And an important thing when I'm warming up, this is where I really get the technique down before the heavier reps. So in each rep, I'm thinking about the technique. And in these first lighter reps, I also assess the body if I need to warm up a certain part of my body more. So I'm feeling a little bit sore in my left shoulder. So I would spend a little bit more time warming up that area before moving on to the black band. So there's 2 reasons why I'm spending so much time in the warm up. And the first is to try to avoid any unnecessary injuries, because the muscle up for me is very taxing. So being thoroughly warmed up prevents injury to a higher degree. So the second part is when I warm up progressively like this, I feel that I become more explosive in my working sets. So moving on to the black band. And because I spent some time with the purple band, the black band feels so much better than the first rep with the purple band. Okay, so I just think I need 1 more rep with the black band, and then I will do my first bodyweight muscle up for today. All right, guys, moving on to my first bodyweight muscle up for today. And that felt good. I think I'm ready to try the new ankle weights. So the new ankle weights are on. They feel really nice, and the weights were, easy to remove and stuff like that. I will show you the process when I load up 4 kilos. So now I have a total of 2 kilos. So I will begin my weighted muscle up ladder now. Felt good. So this is 1 kilo. So I'm adding 0.5 and 2, and that's it. And then I just put them on like this. Very easy. Okay, 4 kilos are on, 1 rep. Alright guys, 6 kilos are on. Continuing the muscle up ladder, 1 rep. Alright guys, 8 kilos are on. So when it starts to get a little bit heavier, at least for me, it's very important to have the technique on point. And what that means for me is to aggressively throw my chest over the bar, really drive my chest over the bar. That would be the difference of a failed muscle up attempt or a successful one. All right. So I haven't done a 10 kilo muscle up in a while, but ankle weights are fully loaded, but the 8 kilo muscle up felt good. So I think this won't be a problem, maybe a little bit of a problem, because when it gets heavier, you really feel those 2 kilo jumps. As I did in my 8 kilo attempt, the most important thing for me to think about is to, of course, pull explosively, but to throw my chest forward and really drive, my whole upper body over the bar very aggressively. That will really help you in the transition. All right, 10 kilos are on. So this will be the top set, of course. I don't have any more weights. So I wasn't so happy about that last 10 kilo rep. So I want to try it again. I might be a little bit too tired, but let's see. I'll try to improve the technique a little bit if I can, or I will fail. Alright, so the last 10 kilo rep was almost identical as the one before that, but I'm happy that I made it. You could see that my legs were like flaring out at the top position, but that's good. Then I definitely know that at the moment 10 kilos is my 1 rep max. Now I dropped all the weights for the second part of the workout, the body weight workout. A small pyramid, so I'll start with 1 muscle up. Alright guys, continuing with 2 reps. Alright, 3 bodyweight muscle ups. Two bodyweight muscle ups. Okay, the last muscle up for today.